Something massive just broke. Joe Rogan has stepped in, defending Candace Owens and calling out a secret deal that ties Erika Kirk directly to the shocking TPUSA scandal. What he revealed on air has the internet on fire: names, money trails, silence from media giants, it's all connected. Candace said it months ago. Rogan just confirmed it. And now, the truth everyone tried to bury is clawing its way out. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear might change everything. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This story deserves to be seen by everyone. Joe Rogan opened his latest episode with a tone no one expected: sharp, serious, and ready to challenge the narrative. He spoke directly about the Turning Point USA scandal, defending Candace Owens after weeks of her being ridiculed for speaking up. Rogan called her one of the few not afraid to say what's real, hinting that something far deeper was being hidden behind corporate walls. His words landed like thunder, the crowd fell silent. Clips of the podcast instantly went viral across X, YouTube, and TikTok, gathering millions of views within hours. Rogan didn't accuse anyone directly, but his questions cut deep. Why does every truth-teller suddenly become a target the moment they speak against the system? He asked. Viewers knew he wasn't just talking about politics, he was exposing power games. For the first time, mainstream voices began taking Owens seriously. People started connecting dots, tracing financial moves, and questioning Erika Kirk's sudden rise within TPUSA. Rogan's defense didn't just protect Candace, it reignited a storm the establishment thought had already passed. Before Rogan's statement, Candace Owens had already sounded the alarm. She warned her followers that something unholy was happening inside Turning Point USA: deals, silence, and unexplained shifts in leadership. Many dismissed her as dramatic, even jealous. But Candace had seen the signs long before anyone paid attention. She questioned why Erika Kirk appeared out of nowhere, gaining control right as internal audits and investigations were mysteriously paused. Candace's tone was calm but cutting, as if she knew exactly what was about to unfold. Now, with Rogan's backing, her claims suddenly looked prophetic. Old clips resurfaced, Owens talking about donor manipulation, influence from political elites, and secret boardroom meetings that didn't feel like free speech anymore. People replayed those words with chills. Maybe she wasn't exaggerating. Maybe she was the only one willing to risk her career to expose it. Online communities began labeling her the whistleblower of the right, and hashtags supporting her exploded overnight. For Candace, Rogan's voice wasn't just validation, it was the megaphone that finally made the world listen. The question echoed across every platform: if Candace was right all along, what exactly was everyone else hiding? As public attention shifted, one name kept resurfacing: Erika Kirk. Behind her poised public image and calm interviews, whispers painted a different picture. Insiders described her as the quiet architect reshaping Turning Point USA from within, controlling narratives while keeping the spotlight elsewhere. She didn't speak much, but every strategic move traced back to her office: staffing changes, communication filters, sudden pauses on audits. Former employees claimed Erika was the gatekeeper between the organization and its donors, the one person who decided what reached the public eye. Her social presence, all smiles and faith-filled captions, contrasted sharply with reports of her tightening control and silencing internal dissent. Rogan questioned why someone with almost no public track record suddenly became irreplaceable at TPUSA. That doesn't happen by accident, he said, hinting at unseen influence. Candace Owens subtly echoed this, tweeting that truth doesn't need handlers. Together, their voices redirected the narrative. Erika was no longer seen as a leader continuing Charlie's legacy, but as the mystery figure possibly rewriting it. Viewers wanted answers: who really put her in charge, and what promises were made behind those closed-door meetings. Then came the leak, the alleged private deal that tied Erika Kirk directly to a circle of powerful TPUSA donors. According to reports surfacing online, this agreement wasn't just financial, it was strategic, crafted to shift the organization's direction after internal tensions rose over Charlie Kirk's last months. Sources claimed that Erika negotiated a plan to secure donor loyalty in exchange for rebranding TPUSA's public agenda, a move Charlie had openly resisted. The supposed contract redirected millions toward projects favoring certain political figures, conveniently silencing independent voices like Owens. Rogan broke it down with brutal honesty: if money dictates your message, you're not leading a movement, you're running a business. His line went viral, igniting mass debates about whether TPUSA had sold out its original principles. The timeline matched too perfectly. The moment Erika's deal was sealed, Candace's internal criticism was scrubbed, and Charlie's audit was halted. To many, this wasn't coincidence but coordination. Candace hinted in one interview, "Some people trade truth for influence." Those words now echoed like a prophecy fulfilled. What began as rumor was morphing into revelation, and every trace of that secret deal pointed back to Erika's quiet signature. Before the scandal erupted, Charlie Kirk had reportedly initiated an internal audit, a full financial review of Turning Point USA's funding channels. Close associates said he grew increasingly uneasy about irregular donations, foreign-linked accounts, and new donors who seemed more interested in control than cause. He wanted clarity, not politics. Then, almost abruptly, communication froze. Emails went unanswered, accountants were reassigned, and the firm contracted for the audit was replaced without public explanation. Just days before his untimely death, Charlie told a confidant that he'd seen enough to know something's wrong. After his passing, the audit files vanished, never reaching the board. Rogan replayed that timeline on his show, calling it a trail that went dark too fast. Candace Owens demanded the release of Charlie's unfinished audit, suggesting it could prove that TPUSA's funds were being redirected under false pretenses. Online investigators began piecing together screenshots, emails, and paper trails. What they uncovered hinted at a deeper financial network involving campaign consultants and shadow donors. The more they searched, the clearer it became. Charlie's audit wasn't just about transparency. It might have been the discovery that threatened the empire's entire foundation. The deeper the investigation went, the more sinister the donor influence appeared. Leaked memos described billionaires pressuring TPUSA's board to align messaging with their personal political goals, demanding silence on issues that challenged party narratives. Candace Owens became the first casualty of this power play. Her outspoken criticism led to sponsorship withdrawals and internal backlash. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk reportedly positioned herself as the stabilizer, assuring donors she would keep things under control. Rogan exposed how this pattern wasn't new. It mirrored the way corporate money has long dictated the tone of conservative media. "You can't call yourself independent while reading from a donor's script," he remarked. Independent creators, journalists, and podcasters echoed his concern, accusing TPUSA of transforming from a grassroots movement into a controlled narrative machine. Candace doubled down, declaring that truth doesn't need billionaire babysitters. The clash became symbolic, Rogan and Owens representing free voices, Erika and the donors symbolizing orchestrated silence. The scandal had evolved beyond TPUSA. It was now a public trial of authenticity in American politics. Every new detail pulled more influencers into the conversation, forcing people to choose, speak freely or protect the paycheck. Then came the discovery that shifted everything, the alleged government connection. Online sleuths unearthed public records linking Erika Kirk's family to consulting contracts with Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. Suddenly, the story no longer looked like a simple donor scandal. It hinted at something far more orchestrated, political influence reaching deep into Washington's machinery. Rogan dissected the reports live, questioning how a supposedly private activist organization ended up with executives tied to government advisory boards. Candace Owens didn't hold back either, calling it a dangerous fusion of politics, money, and manipulation. Her words carried the weight of someone who'd been silenced before. For years, TPUSA had branded itself as anti-establishment, but this revelation painted the opposite picture, an organization potentially entangled with the very forces it claimed to oppose. The connection fueled online theories that TPUSA's sudden leadership change wasn't internal chaos but external coordination. Was Erika installed to manage the narrative? To redirect influence? Rogan left his audience with a haunting thought: maybe this isn't a scandal inside a movement, maybe it's a movement inside a scandal. And with that, the conversation exploded across every major platform. When the memorial for Charlie Kirk aired, it was meant to bring closure, but instead, it became the moment that reignited suspicion. Cameras captured Erika Kirk delivering a calm, carefully worded tribute. Every sentence was controlled, every emotion measured. Yet what caught everyone's attention wasn't her words, it was her interaction afterward. A long, quiet embrace with a high-profile political figure set social media ablaze. Viewers slowed the footage, analyzing gestures, eye contact, even the subtle nods exchanged. Was it grief or agreement? Rogan replayed the clip during his show, calling it the most choreographed emotion I've ever seen. Candace Owens hinted that the memorial was less about remembering Charlie and more about rewriting his legacy. The audience could feel it too, the speeches, the controlled narrative, the missing names from the guest list. Those who once believed in TPUSA's authenticity began to question everything. Comment sections overflowed with phrases like staged mourning and PR theater. Rogan summarized the mood perfectly: when a eulogy looks like a press release, something's off. That moment, a single hug on camera, transformed from tribute to turning point, making the public wonder whether they were watching grief or a cover-up in real time. The tide finally shifted when Joe Rogan and Candace Owens appeared together, two voices once separated by ideology, now united by conviction. Their joint conversation wasn't just commentary, it was confrontation. Rogan opened by saying, "This isn't about politics anymore. It's about truth." Candace, calm yet fierce, revealed how multiple media houses had refused to air her interviews discussing the TPUSA scandal, labeling her claims as too controversial. But Rogan gave her the stage the establishment denied. Together, they traced the chain, from Erika's sudden promotion to the donor pressure, the vanished audit, and the government ties, connecting dots the mainstream avoided. Their dialogue was raw, unscripted, and electrifying. Within hours, clips flooded social media, birthing the viral tag #ErikaDealExposed. Millions joined the movement, demanding accountability and transparency. Former TPUSA insiders began leaking additional documents, confirming patterns of manipulation. Even critics admitted Rogan's platform had reignited a conversation corporate media tried to bury. What once looked like conspiracy now appeared as coordination, a carefully managed operation finally unraveling under its own weight. For Candace and Rogan, this wasn't about winning, it was about pulling the curtain back, no matter who stood behind it. Rogan's community demanded congressional inquiry, while fans clipped and shared every frame of his closing remarks. The message was unmistakable: something within the conservative movement had rotted from the inside, and exposure was now inevitable. The story ends not with conclusion, but with tension, as Rogan stares into the camera, warning, if money can buy silence, then truth must become louder. The screen fades to black, the comments explode, and millions realize, this isn't the end of the scandal. It's the beginning of revelation.